Hi guys, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing fantastic, and please you guys, I hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. This whole pandemic situation just is not getting any better, and looks like they're going to be closing down stuff again. And for the most part, I am 100% certain that I will not be sending my kids back to school if this goes on the way it's going on now. So you guys, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and don't forget, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I upload. And yeah, so you guys, get yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, soda, whatever you drink. I think we're just gonna sit back and just have a good old discussion, because something has been weighing on me that I just don't feel is right. So let's just get into it. So I'm sure like everybody is seeing what is going on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff with this whole Shane Dawson situation. Before I start with that, I just want to talk to you guys about the reason I started YouTube. I was at a breaking point because my kids was going through a lot at school with this whole bullying, especially with colorism. And I was at a place where I just had nobody else to talk to. I had nowhere to turn, because with the schools you gotta go through the chain of command, and where I grew up, it's like we sorted that shit out there and then, it's not like, but it's totally relevant. But right now everything is fine. And then I come onto YouTube and I see the exact same thing, but this time it's with grown adults, which is so sad. And for the most part, it really upset me, or it is upsetting me, just to see that how excited people get when they see the next person being taken down, or when they tell a certain story that you're not supposed to be happy about, and they gloat about the fact. I don't know, it just works on my last nerve. But anyway, you guys, I just want to get off by saying what Sanders Kennedy has done is absolutely gut-wrenching. And I'm going to start with this. Last week, Tati came out with her video, breaking her silence, whatever it was. And then Shane came on Instagram. And I 100% get why he did what he did. It's like, all your walls are coming down on you. It's like you got nowhere else to turn. A lot of people found that offensive, because it's like, why are you so quick to come onto Instagram where you didn't approach the whole Willow Smith thing? But you guys, we did not know, or we do not know, if maybe he handled it privately behind closed doors. Maybe he reached out to them privately and spoke about it. Maybe. That's just one thing. I'd rather give the benefit of the doubt than to just come and jump down one's throat and falsely accuse them of something that I don't know if they've done or if they haven't done. One. Number two is when Ryland actually came out with his tweets, and these were his tweets. Not today, MFers, do not try me right now. And then he rectified the word try. I hope you enjoy those sold-out vitamins that made you millions in minutes from Shane's support, you two-faced liar. Tati Westbrook, a masterclass in manipulation. The only, I think it was, way to save her reputation was to side with the person she tried to ruin. Make no mistake, this 40-year-old woman chose to post a video on her own accord. She riled up Shane before doing so to have one of the biggest creators backing her in the chance this all backfired. Shane very well would have posted a video exposing James had he felt so inclined. No receipts because she didn't want to expose the countless times she told Shane that she was a big girl doing this only for herself. You guys, let's put it this way, okay? Let's say you found out that somebody is accusing your partner of doing something very wrong. What's your instinct? Your instinct is to come to their defense. This is exactly what Ryland did, in my opinion, and I don't blame him. He came to the defense of the man that he loves. I 100% agree with him. I don't see anything wrong with that. Then on Twitter, I saw Sanders Kennedy had actually put out a tweet, which I cannot find, but I know I saw this tweet, where he states that he actually reported Shane to authorities and that Shane belongs in jail. I can't find that tweet, but I know it was tweeted out. Then Sanders Kennedy just went on. People started exposing Shane for what he did in the past, all these. I even myself said I do not agree, especially with the Trayvon Martin joke that he made. 100% unacceptable. You know, it pissed me off. But then I'm the type of person, I'm not going to think with my emotions. You know, even I've sat back and I've watched Tati's video, as I said, 5 or 6 times. But before we move on to that, let's talk about Shane Dawson. I'm seeing all this that people are leaking out and putting on Twitter, and I'm telling you, it's really going way out of hand. Way out of hand. But my biggest issue here is Sanders Kennedy. For number one, in his video, which I'm going to play for you, just a few parts I'm going to play for you, where he says that Shane Dawson is being investigated by the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. But in this video, he swindles his way out of the situation where he says that he was the one to state that he took all the information and gave it to authorities. But I want you to watch in this video where he contradicts himself, and then he tries to get himself out of it.
I did make it known that I did contact the sheriff's department and see if there is something that's gonna happen with this, where on their spectrum of things what could they do. And they exclusively told me, not just through my email, they exclusively informed me that there is an official investigation going on with Shane Dawson. But there are serious things that I haven't come forward with in my videos and shown you guys through my videos, because it is being, it was sent to the sheriff's department. So, being that they have seen the footage, that's also circulating social media more than I could ever send them.
In my opinion, this is so wrong. So wrong. And this is why I'm going to say that. Yes, Shane has apologized for all the shit he's done in his past. He's done a lot of shit in his past. But has anybody sat down with Shane and actually asked him, why did he do all that he did? But here's my opinion about stuff. And I found this, all I'm saying is maybe Shane needs help. Apparently Shane had some abuse happen to him when he was younger. It looks like Shane didn't get the necessary help he needed. What did he do? He turned to the internet. This is the way he acted out. You know, it's like a child. When a child is lacking something, they act out. Example, attention. What do? They seek attention elsewhere. So in my opinion, Shane went and he expressed himself in a totally inappropriate way. And what he was getting in return was a pat on his back. In his mind, what he was doing was okay. Nobody was getting offended. Nobody was challenging him for what he's doing. So he just carried on, moved forward, kept doing what he was doing. He did this for years and years and years. One thing I can appreciate is those people that have come on Twitter and actually said they can't believe how they watched Shane's content for all those years when they were young, and then realize as they're older, which is only acceptable and understandable, is that once you grow older, you mature, you realize that what was done was not right, and you can actually own up to that. I can appreciate people like that. But then you get Kennedy Saunders, or Saunders Kennedy, I keep getting his name wrong, and I do humbly apologize. He basically took this and ran with it. And you know, I was taught this, and I teach my children this. You cannot bring somebody else down to lift another person up. It doesn't work that way. Shane needs help. What Shane did in his past, 100% unacceptable. He needs to find help. He needs to sort himself out. Shane can do a million apology videos. It's not gonna be enough in anybody's world. Never. Look at Liza Cole. She came out with an apology, and it's just not good enough for anybody. And this is where I have an issue. Tati contradicted herself so much in these videos. And to do what? To save herself. Period. Point blank. End of story. I don't see how come nobody is actually bringing light to the situation where she says, I stand 100%. No, that's not the exact word, but this is what she said. She never lied in a video. She came and she said that she was manipulated. Everything she was told, she didn't include in that video. Now you guys, I want you to sit back and think about this. When Tati made this video, Tati was hurt. She was betrayed. I'm sure majority of people have been through the situation sometime in their life where they felt so betrayed. They were so hurt that they wanted the next person to hurt. That's where Tati was. She wanted James Charles to hurt. And she said in her video, and she used the word malice. Remember keywords, you guys, malice. She said that she never made that video with malice. She had to say that to save herself from a lawsuit, a defamation lawsuit.
Lie in that video. I never called James Charles a predator, and I never said that James Charles was a danger to society. My video was not made with any malice.
Then she came after Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
In early May, when Jeffree went on a podcast and denied responsibility for his involvement and placed blame on me, it was both cowardly and defamatory. Last week, when Shane issued his statements about his involvement in all of this, I also perceived them as cowardly and defamatory.
She even, in my opinion, threatened them to make a decision which side of the story they want to be on.
As for everyone else involved that did anything underhanded or defamatory over the last year, I am still well within the statute of limitations for bringing a civil action to seek recovery for my damages. So for everyone else whose hands are dirty that have not yet come forward, be careful of your allegiance. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the truth.
YouTube is YouTube. You don't know who's authentic, who's not authentic. And that's what pisses me off. I had so much faith in Tati. You know, when I heard that video And I thought back, she teased this video for days. She came out with 3 different tweets. So she knew what she was gonna come and do. That is deceitful as hell. Then we move on to the manipulation part. And this is especially for Ashley Kyle. And yeah, I do have a problem now. I was the one to go off and say, how can you use age, against this woman? I'm going to use age against her and against Ashley Kyle. For number one, with Tati, she's a grown woman. If you have, as she said, she was a mentor to James Charles. If somebody is being a certain kind of way and keeps repeating those actions, you're going to find out, but why? When you see a certain person acting mean to one person but then acting nice to you, isn't that going to set off red flags? For me, it would. 100% it would. She said she felt it was a civic duty to help Jeffrey. When I first started YouTube, I just had a knack for watching. At that point, I was only watching Nick Snyder because I was just mainly trying to gain insights on YouTube because my kids were getting into YouTube and I didn't allow them to just watch anything or anybody. So I figured, okay, this guy seems to know a lot what's going on. And I enjoyed him. 100% enjoyed him. Then I got on to Dustin Daly because he was like so timid and well-spoken. He didn't seem like a bullshitter. I heard what these people have to say just to find out information, and then I will go do my own research because now I'm researching stuff what my kids want to watch. Not to say they want to watch like Trisha Paytas or all those. So anyway, as I got into YouTube and I came across like smaller T channels, and this is just me as a person. I feel just this motherly instinct. I hate bullies. And then I came across this one T channel that kept coming after Nick Snyder. And I felt like, you know what, I just had to call them out. Because this man was dealing with a lot. Sobriety, people coming after him for his sobriety, which was just not fair. Then we moved on to, I came after Luscious Massacre. Because Luscious Massacre was laying in hospital with this COVID, but acting like a diva. Which to me was like, you know what, get the fuck off your high horse. Because you're not the only one in the situation. It was bad. So anyway, and I'll never forget, he still said like, this has taught him, I'm talking about Luscious. This has taught him so much. He's not about the negativity no more. He nearly loses his life, and is, it's all about positivity and all that garbage. How long did that last? Not even a month. Look where he is today. Dragging Jeffree Star, dragging Shane Dawson, dragging the drama community, Rich Lux, Nick Snyder, Dustin Daly. Saunders, what you doing to Shane? So wrong. You were the one that handed all the stuff to authorities. Did you ever think about what this man may be going through? Did you? You just taking what Tati said and you're running with it. In this situation, there's so much more to come out. So much more to come out. You gotta believe these are millionaires we're dealing with, or dealing with each other. They can't just come out and make statements, and I, for one, 100% sure is that all these lawyers are on standby, just waiting for the one person to say something wrong. Shane is fully willing to lose everything he has. Jeffree Star, nobody's heard from him. I'm not going to sit here and speculate. The only person I'm worried about right now is Shane Dawson. If you, Saunders, wants to be the white knight, you can be the white knight for so many other people, but have a little bit, just a little bit of sympathy for this guy. My question is also, you guys, if Shane had did these things so many years ago, how come YouTube still has all their content on their platform? If they asked Tati to remove that video of Bye Sister video, how come they still have all that? Is it because somebody brought all that? Because Shane has literally lost everything on all his channels. But Saunders is still not happy. And what Saunders Kennedy doesn't realize, the United States of America is not the world. No. There's a whole world out there. A whole world out there. A lot of people don't even know what's going on. Your Twitter is a fraction of the support that Shane Dawson has. And when and if it does come out that he is responsible for all these heinous things, he will get what he deserves. But for right now, you need to step down, because you are doing more harm than good right now, in my opinion. This makes me so sad, because it's like, how many kids, typical example. Let's look what's going on Twitter right now with these TikTokers. How old is Charlie D'Amelio? 16, 17? And there she putting all her feelings out there. Where's her parents? There she willing to drag another guy for cheating on her. Willing to put all her business out there for the world to see. For the world now to hate this guy. These are kids. This will follow them for the rest of their lives. And once again, I'm going to say, where are the parents? Where? That's why my 18-year-old doesn't even have Instagram or Twitter. No. Because that will follow you for the rest of your life. Kids say stupid and dumb things. I am so heartbroken about this whole situation. Shane needs help. That's my opinion. And don't come act so innocent, Saunders. You started this ball rolling. You reported this to the authorities. You got what you wanted now. So don't play innocent. Please don't. I admired you for a long time, but for me is, how low can you go? How low? People entertained this content 10 years ago. For years they entertained it because they felt like there was nothing wrong. Shane was getting a pat on his back. He was hurt. Can we at least try and help him first? Because it truly seems, and a lot of people on Twitter feel the same way. They don't condone what he did, but they also feel he was harmed. He didn't get the help he deserved. He acted out. That's not an excuse, but it's also not too late to get him the help. I 100% wanted to come on here and just be like so positive, maybe be there for other mothers, stay-at-home mothers that were into, you know, the only reason I want to start doing makeup was because my girls are into it. I don't want them to put things on their face or have things that are not appropriate, you know, for them to have. And another thing, you guys, before I go, you guys invested in this whole conspiracy and all the stuff of Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson's, especially the time that we were going through this pandemic. People were losing their jobs, people didn't know how to pay their rent, but people still bought the stuff. Please don't waste your money. You've already given your money to these people. Make full use of what you have. I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but all I'm saying is don't let anybody pressure you into doing what you don't want to do. I myself is not even telling you what to do. I've invested a lot of money into them. But you know what? I'm damn well not wasting my money. Definitely not. And at the end of the day, excuse me, all I say is I 100% have Shane in my prayers, and if there's victims out there, I pray for them. I pray that the Lord brings healing to these people and just removes all these toxic people out the way. Because once again, I'm going to say, Saunders Kennedy, you're not helping the situation. You're just adding fuel to the fire. My opinion, you guys. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is, you guys, I want to come onto YouTube and just be like an outlet for other stay-at-home moms that, you know, that just want an outlet. You know, maybe I could have come with ideas how to help you out, how to, you know, just be a positive influence. I really try to, but it saddens me to see grown adults making excuses for their own stupidity. You want to act a fool? Take accountability for your foolishness. That's all I'm saying. You guys, I'm done with this. I truly am done. It breaks my heart. If he's so willing to take all this of Shane's dirt to the authorities, he was the one that said he knows what Jeffree Star is holding over all these other YouTubers. Let that out. Tell us about that. But for the most part, we can't vindicate James Charles until that voice memo comes out. Or I also wouldn't even be surprised if certain people were paid off to not say anything. Just my opinion. That's all I'm saying. But let's look at it for what it is. Two people, and let me include Jeffree Star. 3 people said that they've heard this voice memo's out there. And if it scared Tati, why did it scare Tati? Why?
Jeffree sent me what he claimed was an audio file from an alleged victim and told me to listen to the pain in their voice. The audio was clearly a small portion of a larger conversation. It wasn't enough for me to contact the authorities. It was enough to scare me.
She didn't elaborate on much. She just wants to get herself out the shit. One thing I do not respect is Tati Westbrook anymore. I do not respect her. You guys, you have a wonderful rest of your week. I will definitely see you soon. And thank you so much for watching. You guys, please be safe out there. Please, 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 please wear your masks. Wear your masks. The sooner we do the right things, the sooner we will be able to overcome this. Please be kind to one another. Please, you guys. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.